Hello, streamers. How's it going? This is your host, Living Dead Cat, with another episode of Living Dead Cat Draws. Tonight, I will be returning to the part two, or well, two-part style episode. 2 hours tonight, at least. I may go longer. Starting with the Paint with Diamonds project, and then ending with the logo for DPS, also known as Dragon Panther Studios. And special surprise for Dragon Panther Studios section, Never from Never Knows Best 1408 will be joining the chat as usual, but you'll see. You'll just have to wait. So, I have my shout outs to give tonight from the people that I follow on Instagram. First, Little Parrot BB is the founder of the little BB creatures sculpting, I think. Really, really cute stuff, like super chibi, adorable stuff. Then there's Sketchbook Stories 123. There's some really good stuff in there. Hand drawn art. The Turnip Cube. Really cute renditions of Pokemon. Art Delola _LW. Some various drawings and things. CNR.Sanat. Portraits. Peachios has some pretty cute stuff. And let's see. The Peculiar Mind of Zol has some wonderful sketches, drawings, artwork, and such like that. And then Yumie Art, or Yumie _art, is also on the list. Has some really cute stuff. You should check them out on Instagram next time you get a chance. I'm going to leave that up for the first half of the stream. And as I'm getting into the pixel type stuff tonight, I had to turn everything around and upside down, and there's no key on the opposite side of this thing. So I had to take some pictures. So you can actually see what I'm looking at. Maybe. And to begin with, hello Never. Glad you're here. Yes, go DPS. I'm excited for that section. Quirky, how's it going? My mic is all the way up, so I'm not sure how else I can increase the sound. Let me check my properties real quick. Nope. Can't increase it from there. Let's see, advanced. I guess I could increase volume percentage. There we go. Jeez, I'm already up in the 120s. Is this good? 122% boost. Does this sound alright to you? Hopefully it doesn't send me into the red. So, anywho, without further ado, just peel this back. And I had some tape somewhere. There we go. Moment. Can y'all hear the music okay? Everything sound good in general? I'm a little quiet, more soft-spoken than normal lately. Because of all the allergies and crap. I don't want to lose my voice. At the same time, I want to be able for you guys to hear me. And this is not staying. There. Maybe that'll work. Who knows? Okay. Yeah, it is mostly. So, can I show ability? Ta-da. Oh yeah, you can't see that. I just clipped it. You guys can't. And dang it. I thought I had this all set up. Hi, gremlins. How y'all doing? Try this again. Anytime I move it, it breaks. Gremlins go. Thought I had all this set. Doink. It's a little better. Let's see if I can move it without it breaking. Of course not. Why would that ever work? Hopefully third or fourth time's a charm. I don't even know how many times I've fixed this. We good? Last time. Yeah. Good enough, says I. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. I don't want to risk it. So I'm gonna start over here. You guys may not be able to see the very bottom because I cannot move my. Oh, maybe I can. Knock her out of the way. There we go. Well, you can see a little bit. So, if you caught my Instagram, you'll know that tonight's topic is stress. Very fitting, I believe. So, yeah. Stress. Whether it's work-related, life-related, illness-related, anything related. To be honest, stress is a pain in the ass. And you know what? It is. And apologies to any kids out there watching, but sometimes you cannot get the point across enough without a little bit of swear. Apologies to the parents, but you guys know what this is. You guys know how it is. Okay, so first thing so you go to sleep then. That's what I got the most of. Man, I tell you what, I have been under a lot of stress the last couple of weeks. Not only coming back from COVID, but still dealing with some lingering symptoms like shortness of breath that could end up being permanent. And because of that, I often get dizzy. So, yeah, that's fun. And of course, the brain fog kicks in as well sometimes, which does not help at work when you have to think quickly and you have to think outside the box on a lot of things. You have to, skip trace and calculate all kinds of things. It causes problems. It causes feelings of inadequacy, especially when others don't take that into consideration as well. So, if you're recovering from an illness and it's causing issues in your life, just stop, take a deep breath, try to take a deep breath, Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you're just pressured and pushed and forced. You can always say, "Excuse me, I have to go to the restroom." Then you have time to take that deep breath. You have time to sit and just recompose yourself. And if it gets to the point where you need to let out a few tears, that's okay too. You're in the bathroom, you got some privacy. And if it's a public bathroom, well, do what you can. I'm pretty sure that most other coworkers would understand. But I know it's also very anxiety related when you don't want other people to hear you cry or whatever, or feel like you're losing it. You don't want others to interrupt and say, "Hey, are you okay?" Because that always makes it worse. But, you do what you gotta do. Additionally, when you're out for a long time, the work piles up. And of course, you're expected to take care of it and do your regular duties as if, you didn't have all that backup. Sometimes you have to remind people you're only one person, and the additional stress is going to cause errors. So sometimes you need to be given a few minutes. If you need help triaging or, what's a better term, prioritizing, it's always a good idea to ask for help on that. As speaking up about anything, you'd be surprised how that could go in your favor. If you just appear exasperated and like you can't get a handle on things, it might be misconstrued as you don't know how to do your job. However, taking a moment to have a private conversation could benefit the both of you as well as your department. That way, steps can be taken to help prioritize, reduce stress, and get the job done. I don't know about you, but when I'm super stressed out, I draw blanks. And that's worse than the fog. I trip over my words, I stutter, and I can't think properly when I'm rushed or been made to feel inadequate, and things like that. And I know sometimes you don't have the luxury of having someone on your team that understands or fully comprehends what you're going through. And that can always make things feel worse. They don't understand, they don't take the time to understand. Anybody that has to deal with that is how you gotta go through. I don't really have any answers for it. Because the last time that happened to me, I ended up having panic attacks at work and lost my job. Because I could not fulfill the functions of my duties. So, best of luck to anybody going through that. Stress due to illness. It's a real thing, especially with the pandemic still going on. I keep hearing of more and more people becoming infected with COVID, whether at work outside, friends, family, people who have been extremely careful, people who have been vaccinated, people who haven't been vaccinated, people who wear masks, people who don't wear masks. I mean, it's everywhere. And then today, hearing about, yeah, there's this new pill that's coming out that's supposed to like get rid of it as soon as you get infected. So what's the point of getting the vaccine? Oh, Porky, you nailed it right there. Stress, when you're neurodivergent, is harder. Stress isn't easily taught to typical folks. Unless they have a similar divergence, talking about what stresses you out, I assume, is impossible, and then you feel truly alone in a critical point. Absolutely nailed it. Being an empath or having empathetic nature. A lot of people don't believe in it, but that doesn't mean your feelings are any less valid. But when you can unfortunately feel other people's stress, when they're in a panic, when they're rushing and trying to get things done, get 100 things done all at once, and you feel that can put undue stress on you as well. When you can sense things just going ballistic around you, trying to put out fires left and right, and hearing everybody else freaking out and demanding and all this other stuff, yeah. Or the weight of the world, the way things are going there, sometimes it's hard not to feel all of this pressure and this weight just bearing down on you, and that can stress you out as well. Doom scrolling was definitely a thing for a while, and I just stopped watching the news because I got so pulled in and so wrapped up in it that I was just absolutely miserable every single day. And hello to whomever you are with the VOT.FYI. Well, welcome. But yeah, stress is a killer. The effects on health from stress is ridiculous and so dangerous. It has caused many people to suffer serious ailments, ulcers, heart attack, aneurysms, strokes, all that kind of stuff, whatever. So it is so important, so imperative to try to find a way to manage it. Try to find, even just 5 minutes a day to try and de-stress. Even if you have 100 things you have to do at the end of the day, after you get home from work, find 5 minutes to sit and do absolutely nothing, just breathe. Even if you have to lock yourself in the bathroom, even if you have to just stay in the shower an extra couple of minutes. Hey Peach, how's it going? Just find some way to reconnect with yourself and to release what you can. Some people, like myself, like to go back to nature and just take in everything and release all of that negative energy within. I was lucky enough to get to go to the zoo recently, and there were so many plants and animals. It was wonderful. The plants I could just reach out and touch, and for some reason that levels me out and centers me. It grounds me back to a sense of normal. Well, I guess normal for me. But, oh my god, I just spilled like half of these. Oh no. Oh, that's gonna be fun later. Yeah, these things spill like crazy. Way too easily. But, anyhow, yeah, I was able to just reach out and say hello to nature again. I don't care if that makes me sound like a hippie. It's something I need. I need to be able to reconnect. I need to be able to, touch a plant once in a while. And not just in a pot. It's got to be somewhere in a natural environment, or as natural as it could be, growing from the ground, not just planted in ceramics somewhere. And it sucks because I wish I could grow plants and keep them alive. I can grow them. Like, I've got some garlic sprouts growing right now, but those won't last. I do not have a green thumb. I did not inherit that ability from my dad. No matter what I do, no matter what rules I follow, with watering, with sunlight, everything else, they always die. And I don't know why. I wish I could keep plants alive. I would love to have just so many plants in the house. I bet the air would be better. Well, I know it would be better. And just feel better in general. Stress in the home life. I know plenty of you with kids have that. You have to deal with roommates or children or neighbors that cause a lot of issues, that don't listen, don't follow directions, don't adhere to any of the house rules, that kind of stuff. That can also be stressful. And especially when you have kids. I know it's got to be hard to find that 5 minutes of peace. I don't know about you, but I had zero respect for privacy when I was growing up. My mom be on the toilet, it's like, hey mom, what are you doing? And anybody that has children with mental health, I know that's got to be added stress, because you have to be 10 times more patient, 10 times more reliable, 10 times more, ready for anything. And that is a constant drain. Several friends of mine have children with special needs, whether it's autistic, ADD, bipolar. One of my friends I don't talk to as much, but he's struggled with his daughter for many, many years. As far as I know, things are better, but it used to be just terrifying, not knowing if she would still be there the next day, Support systems are important when you have stress. Friends, family, anybody that you know you can talk to about these things. Someone you can vent to. And I know that if you're struggling with depression, anxiety, you feel like it'll be a burden, and your brain will tell you 5 ways from Sunday they don't want to hear that stuff. I caught myself that time. They don't want to hear it, but honestly, they would rather hear it than hear that you So yeah, find someone to reach out to. Ask any of your friends or family. Say, hey, have a few minutes so I can vent something. Something's on my mind. I got to get off my chest. I just need to gripe about something. And then be there for your friends and family who need to do the same. Always a good thing. I saw that never. I did catch myself. I have lost quite a bit of filter in the last few weeks. So it's a bit more difficult to not swear on this stream. I'm trying. I already messed up with the first bit. But yeah, when it comes to stress management, I don't know about you, but I always feel better after I rant about it. And if anybody, anywhere out there needs to vent, needs to rant, you can always come to our Discord channel, The Sanctuary. I'll put a link here in just a minute. And feel free to post. We have a channel specifically for people to rant and vent. Even if you don't know anybody, just let it out. That's why it's there. Safe space. Feel free. I'll go ahead and pull that up. See if I can't get it posted here. While I give my shoulder a break. Surprisingly, this paint with diamonds thing takes a lot of muscle use in the shoulder and in the arms. It's a lot of repetitive motion. Okay. Let's do right. I'm gonna edit. Because I don't have a lot of viewers just yet, I'm gonna restrict this to 25 uses. Link, copy. If I'm part of this, maybe it'll let me post. If you guys can see that. That's the link to the Sanctuary, our Discord server. Again, if you need a safe space to talk about any issues, to just be, you can always join us. We are very open-minded. We are LGBTQ friendly and accepting. Just read the rules, then feel free to post. Be kind to others. We don't judge. It's not our job. Okay, continuing on. Let's see. What other stress is there? Personal stress. And what I mean by that is those of you, especially those of you suffering from mental illness, and you hold yourself to too high of a standard, and you end up letting yourself down a lot. Because you hold yourself at too high of a standard, that can cause a lot of undue stress. And it's easier said than done, obviously, but try to give yourself a break once in a while. Listen to others when they give you praise. Don't discount it because you don't see it in yourself. If they see it, that's what matters. Somebody sees it. And that makes a world of difference. And sometimes it's hard, but accept it when you can. Even if it's just a smile and nod, or a half-hearted thank you. Just try not to discount it. Just let it be. It's easier, or it gets easier, definitely, when you do that. And, if you start hearing it enough from friends, family, and even total strangers, you'll start to believe it, a little bit at a time. And eventually it'll work its way up to you being able to forgive yourself for any past deeds. Because trust me, our past doesn't determine what we are right now. I can't tell you how many mistakes I've made in the past, and I still feel guilty over a lot of them, but I know I'm not the same person I was. And I know I'm a better person because I've, looked back on those mistakes and vowed never to do them again. You know? And sometimes you'll stumble a few times, and you just gotta keep getting back up. That's what matters. Just don't accept failure as the end of something. Because, if you think about it, in terms of science, all those experiments and everything, failure is typically the beginning of something. That means you have new data. So if you need to think about things like super logically, just see any of your past failures as new data. Work with the new data. See what you can come up with. And try again. It sounds so easy. I know. And it's taken me decades to get to where I am. And the road does seem long, especially when you compare yourself to how other people have progressed. But that's another thing. Don't compare yourself to others, because that will also create stress for you. You'll get discouraged that you haven't been able to accomplish what somebody else has in the same amount of time that you've been trying. Look to others not as a comparison, but as guidance, maybe tips. See if you're making the same mistakes they were early on, or even as just inspiration. And again, if you've already got mental illness, it's a lot harder. It can take a long time to be okay with things that you do, to be okay with things that you want to do, and to not see yourself as a burden or struggling or held back. Another type of stress, and I know personally at least one other person besides myself that can have this problem, is when people usually turn to you for things and you don't get a break from it. That can be stressful because you want to help others. You want to be available for those who don't seem to have anybody else to turn to. And that's definitely stressful because, especially if you're struggling and everybody keeps coming to you for guidance, for advice, to vent and everything else, sometimes it's perfectly okay to say that you can't in that moment. It's okay to say no when you yourself need a break, when you need somebody to talk to. And even if you have to say, if somebody's coming to you to rant, say, hey, I would love to listen, but I've got to get something off my chest first. Or, something like that, make it a two-way street instead of just a one-way street. Hey, I would love to listen to your issues. Do you have time after or before to listen to mine? That way I can listen to yours with an open mind and clear head. Or, schedule a time. Sounds silly, but hey, at least you're giving yourself an opportunity to de-stress before putting yourself out there for others to come to. Because when you have 5, 6 people coming at you all at once saying, hey, I need to talk to you. Hey, I need to vent. Hey, I need some advice. And you've already had, a long day at work, a rough week, super stressed out about bills, about, your health, anything. It's not going to be easy for you to provide what they need if you're already stressed out. And yes, some people may, I don't want to say guilt trip, but they may take it the wrong way. They may get upset that you can't listen. But that's usually the initial reaction. Because if you're somebody they could always depend on, it feels like you're betraying them. That's not the case. You're saying that you'll be available at a later time. You're not betraying them. But if you also explain, hey, I'm not in the right headspace to be able to help you right now, then they should be able to understand that, because if they're in a bad headspace, they know they can't do much. But if you're in a bad headspace, they should be, courteous of your needs as well. I'm not saying if they're not, respecting your needs and everything, just cut them off, blow them off permanently, but just let them know. They may blow up at you initially, but they'll come back and apologize. I've yet to see anybody not do that. Somebody who comes to you for guidance and such looks up to you for a lot of reasons. Not just, hey, can you tell me what I want to hear? Because I've already made my decision type of thing. Those that actually respect you enough to come to you for things like that, yeah, they may get a hothead right after you decline, but typically people like that will also come back and apologize and be able to give you more space and try to work on their own problems before coming to you. And this happened to me recently. Well, recently meaning like this year, where a friend of mine called for help. She was really struggling, and I came to her aid as often as I could, to the point where I had to say no, and I was in a really bad place and had to take a break. And it was a long break, and I felt terrible. I mean, it was almost like my heart was breaking for this person that I couldn't help, because that's all I ever want to do, is to help people. I want to be able to be that comfort for those that have no comfort anywhere, because I know what it's like to be just, abandoned by so many, left behind, forgotten. I know that feeling. So it kills me when I feel like I've done that to somebody else. And she's a really good friend. She definitely didn't take it as me abandoning her, and it helped her gather her own strength to be able to push through without me, which I was so proud of her for that. And I let her know, obviously. Just, you want to be careful and not become a crutch for others, because then it becomes harder for them to be able to solve their own problems, which it's healthy for everybody to be able to do. I mean, I'm not saying tell everybody, you know what, you got to do this on your own. But, once in a while there's going to be times where they really need to. And I know that can cause some undue stress on you as well. stress is everywhere in this world. And it sucks. There's no instant cure. There's no quick way to get away from it or prevent it. You just have to know the best ways for you to cope with it. And I've given you several of the ways that I cope with it. And I know there's, tons more out there. Just find something that brings you joy, even in like the small moments. Reminisce about something that you like. Play a video game. Play a violent video game if that's what helps you. Blow up some zombie heads. Who knows? Building something, creating something like this. This brings me calm. This brings me joy. Very zen. And it's something that I can do just about any day. If you're somebody who likes to color, they got coloring books. It doesn't have to be for adults either. Sketch, draw, play games, read a book, or just sit on the back patio or balcony. Drink some tea. If you don't like tea, drink some coffee. If you don't like coffee, drink a hot chocolate or an apple cider. Heck, drink a cup of hot water. You would be surprised. That's what I used to do before I actually started drinking tea. I would just get a cup of hot water and just chill and sip. Because I don't know what it is about hot beverages that bring a soothing feeling. I guess it's a mental thing. We all seem to associate a warm beverage with calming. Playing a violent game that has a beautiful cityscape I can chill into. Saints Row 2 specifically. Wow, that's that is quite the typo, dude. I love it. Let me see. So Kufukali. I'm sorry. I love reading typos out loud. It's so much fun. That was impressive, to be honest. Yeah, you play Saints Row 2. Some people play GTA. Some people play Call of Duty. Somebody will go play Phasmophobia or just Tetris, Mario, anything. And I find repetitive things, tedious things, help with me. Because, honestly, if I'm organizing something, even if it's like something as minuscule as putting a glass in the cupboard in the right position or something like just the tiniest little sense of accomplishment can sometimes be enough. And it sounds so dumb, but I guarantee there is something that everybody does or can do that is so minuscule, but for some reason has such a profound effect on them and how they feel accomplished after doing it. Do that. Because nothing beats back stress better than a feeling of accomplishment. Even if it is throwing your dirty socks in the dirty clothes hamper, or picking up that latent piece of trash you've been walking by every day and just finally throwing it in the garbage. Something. small little thing. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to clean the garage to feel accomplished. If it's on your task list, break it down into very small, manageable chunks. Because my dad always told me, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And the stressful to-dos that are monstrous and you don't know where to begin, break it down into pieces, bite-sized morsels. Conquer that elephant one bite at a time. So, does anybody else have anything to say about stress? What gives you the most stress, and what do you do to get rid of stress? Anybody in the chat, feel free to go ahead and share. This is also a safe space, not just the Discord. And those of you who have already shared, thank you very much. Trying to finish this part up before it's time to swap. I don't know about you, but this song sounds interesting. I dig it. Are you excited? Ready for part 2? I think somebody's excited. Okay. I'm just throwing a few more here. Make Panther wait a little bit longer. Because sometimes I'm a brat. Wiener. All right, I think I'm going to call it there. That is a good chunk done in that section. A little over an hour, not that much. It's in the bed. Technically under an hour if you think about how long the intro lasted. So, I'm going to go ahead and pause it there. We're going to take a little break, enjoy the music. I'm going to make sure I've got enough water because I have not been drinking enough lately. I swear it's water and that stuff. You're going to go peel? Oh, pee. Yes. Pee. Bathroom breaks for all. Back in a few. All right, everybody. I hope you guys had a pleasant potty break. I'm losing my mind over here trying to find this tape, and it's right in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and hop in Discord and see if I can't get Never to join in. See if he's back from his pee break. There he is. Hello, hello.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Or is the music too loud?
No, you're fine.
All right. Can everybody hear Never all right?
I heard me. I just had your stream up too, so I could hear both of us.
Yes, yes. I am taping things to try and get this layer going. It just dawned on me it'd be good if I could actually tape both layers. That'd be smart or something, huh?
Could be.
Now, while this is going, I'm going to go ahead and turn down the music. A little. Actually, not on my desktop audio. Do it on Spotify. Because then it's real loud for me, but not you guys. There we go. We should be better. So, what's up?
Not too much. Just hanging out, getting ready to do some website building, but knocking out a couple of matches of Overwatch real quick first.
Oh, fun. Speaking of website building, I have a little surprise for our viewers. You ready for this? Ta-da! Dragon Panther Studios is now a .com. Congratulations, guys. Glad to see y'all building more and more.
We've done it, sort of.
Sort of. But if you go to dragonpantherstudios.com, you guys will find a link to their GoFundMe page. You are not obligated to do anything, but if you are feeling generous, go ahead and toss whatever you feel like into the pot. Jasper, get off me. It ain't time yet. Ow! Okay. What did I forget? Where's my stuff? I forgot things. Where are they? I totally spaced on getting my drawing supplies. And now I don't know where they are. Oh. They're here under everything else on my desk. I'm organized.
I am absolutely not, so you got that over me.
Alrighty. Now, when last we left our intrepid artist.
Starting to look real nice.
I'm going to try not to speed through this part because that's when it started looking a little sketchy. Ha ha ha. You see what I did there? So, for those viewers that are not familiar with Dragon Panther Studios, could you go ahead and regale them with a little, slight synopsis of what the company is and what we do?
Well, what we mostly have going on for us is we have been seeing this huge competitive situation amongst streamers and content creators. And for a lot of people that I know, it's not like the easiest thing in the world to just be able to, dedicate the time that streaming really kind of deserves and needs in order to make it where you want to go instead of spending 6 years on it. And so we've decided we're going to try and find a way to help fund at least a year for a couple of streamers so that they can have some health insurance and so they can be making a living wage and be able to take care of bills and things that happen because crap always happens,
Yep.
And mostly the way we want to look at this is if we can help a few people get their way to the top, then hopefully they will turn around and pitch in to help the next few people get to the top. And we can get some really good people out there instead of just the kind of mass media friendly jerk face that you see a lot of the time out there. Like, I don't want to talk about anybody in particular, but I'm sure everyone knows the kind of dick I'm talking
Yes. Yes, there are a few Richards out there that don't deserve the fame that they have. And even through the mistakes that they've made and the public faux pas that they have somehow bounced back through, it's
as long as they're
still a shock that they are even allowed to be streaming anymore.
yeah, as long as they're still marketable.
Yep. And we want the market not so much to be cleansed of these types, but to be available for those that deserve it.
Exactly, to kind of take away the domination of that negative element and put some people out there that are really going to try and change the way things work.
Yes, I do like that. And I'm definitely excited to, be a part of it with, the logo and, who knows, I might get to join in.
Well, I mean, that's the general idea so far. Like, there's a reason you're in our staff chat.
Yay. And some of the ideas that have been floating around in there are phenomenal.
Yeah, I like to think we've got a couple of good things already in the works.
And already a few people, a few streamers getting, set up, and y'all have been assisting getting setups going, which is awesome. For one. Helping get their computers updated or whatnot to be able to stream in the first place.
Yeah, so far we've gotten one computer for somebody. We've gotten a little bit of computer equipment for the Dragon, and hopefully we are going to be at least giving some editing to a couple of kids who are trying to run a podcast right now. So those are like the big major projects we have going on.
Awesome.
And then there is potentially like a lightly connected to a charity situation we will be able to be involved with soon. There is the F Cancer charity is going to be covering essentially a fight situation. And the person who used to be their champion fighter has recently found out he's got a brain tumor and has to give up his title.
Oh no.
So he's going to ceremoniously be giving it off to the top 2 contenders. They're going to be putting up a match, and F Cancer is going to be sponsoring and supporting the situation.
Oh, and wow.
We're going to give a little bit of coverage. I guess somebody made a joke about maybe Joe Rogan will show up, so that'll make us super small potatoes, but I'll still be happy to be there,
Heck yeah, that's a wonderful. I mean, it's terrible that he found out that he has cancer, but the charity in itself is a very noble one. And
yeah,
my mom had cancer. It was like the beginning stages of cancer, so they were able to catch it early enough to get rid of it. She had a cervical cancer, first stages of it, very, very small, but she had a hysterectomy done, and luckily it got rid of everything. So yeah, I no longer have that chance now that my baby maker's out, because they were kind of worried that I might develop it because cancer is usually a hereditary thing. But in general, Yeah, she was able to knock it out early. My uncle had, cancer way back when, and during one of the transfusions, he contracted one of the blood diseases, and
Yeah.
just it messed him up for a long time. But his cancer is gone after his surgery, and it's just I know a lot of people who've been lucky. I know
Absolutely.
there's
I mean,
plenty out there that aren't.
absolutely, and that's why, money is needed for this sort of research. So, I mean, I'm personally really excited to be. I mean, I've there's a huge family history, there's a personal history of cancer going on in my life that I won't get into,
Hmm.
but I'm really happy to be able to work with a charity because one of the things I've always wanted to do with my stream and with my voice is be able to reach out and find new ways to be able to help people. So this is something that'll really put me on that path, and
Awesome.
I don't know, I'm really excited about it.
Heck yeah. I mean, it's a
So,
noble cause. It's a noble reason to get into it, and I
mhm.
really hope that DPS can, get their foot in the door and feet off the ground, and able to participate wholeheartedly into it.
Yep, well, and that's the idea. I mean, whether or not we're involved with this event, this is one of the directions we're definitely headed in. And hopefully, if you guys hear about the Knockout Cancer prize fight, sponsored by F Cancer, then hopefully we'll be there covering it. Never knows best in Dragon Panther Studios all day.
Heck yeah, that's wonderful.
And
What
of course,
other?
we can't show the fights on Twitch or anything, but
Right,
we
right.
can go there and we can interview the former champ. We can interview some of the people running the charity. We can interview some of the other fighters and talk. We can give commentary. We just can't film what's going on.
Right, right. Are there any other charity thoughts in the future?
I wanted to do a lot of work with Children's Hospital Network, and with Dumb Friends League in particular. Those are two personal areas I would like to see some of my efforts going. So.
Well, I am familiar with the Children's Network, but I don't think
Mhm.
I've heard of the other one.
Dumb Friends League is a no-kill animal shelter and rehousing charity.
Hmm.
They have shelters all over the place. Like so, Denver, for example, in certain areas, if you take your dog to the pound, if you relinquish your dog to the pound, or they get picked up, there's a high chance that they'll be put down as opposed to housed or rehomed. So, Dumb Friends League exists in areas where that's common, where there's a place you can take your animal to and relinquish, where they will put your dog through counseling if necessary and help to repersonalize them and then rehome them to safe homes.
Oh, that's a very awesome cause. I definitely like uh, hearing about that one.
Yep, that's where our kitty came from, and that is where the two elderly cats that my mother-in-law left here ended up going.
Speaking of cats, hello Jasper. I fed you early so you wouldn't do this.
He's like, yes, but I love you.
I don't think that's love.
It's
That's
absolutely
demanding.
love. Yeah, it's absolute like deep, possessive, toxic, unhealthy love,
Possessive
but it's still
toxic.
love.
Everybody
Cat,
say
cat,
hello to Jasper.
yeah, cats are masters of codependency.
Yes. You can't see how adorable he's being because all you can see is his butt. But he is draped over my arm and in his okay, it's bedtime mode. But this is too early for bedtime, Jasper. Just way too early. And your like attempt at sneaking on camera is just totally thwarted by your mask. You cannot sneak.
He thought he was clever.
Yeah. Can you say hi to the camera? Yeah.
Kitty,
He's just
kitty.
laying down on my arm. Oh, let's see if I can twist him around. That way I can still draw. As your toe is in my face. Here, say hello.
What's that? You thought you would draw today? No,
Can I
human.
say hello to everybody? as he waves
Hi,
on
kitty boy.
the mic. Got his hind legs like way up in the air. He's on his back, just chilled in my arms. This is one of the few cats who loves being held like a baby. Don't kick me.
My Scouty lets me do that. But he's also weird. And he'll only let me do that for a couple of moments, and he's like, you know what? No.
Yeah, he's watching me draw now. Cute.
Yeah.
And saying hello. This is one of the few cats who has no muffler for his fur.
Who needs a muffler? He's adorable.
He's definitely a snuggle bug. And it's cute when they knead in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Just like off and on.
The puppy's been doing something like that too.
Aww. That's right, you'll have a new pup.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us all about him.
Her name is Ayame, and she's a little half pit bull, half black lab. And she's adorable. She came to us way too young. She was basically passed off by the people who I guess owned her mom. And I guess they were trying to get rid of her before the holidays or whatever, but she's like just now about 5.5 weeks.
Oh goodness. Tiny. Well, with Pitbull and Black Lab, probably not tiny.
No, she's about Mizune size and maybe a little heavier. But so yeah, we're finishing weaning her mostly and teaching her not to bite because she likes to chew on things.
Oh yeah, it's a puppy thing.
Yeah, we're teaching her it's okay to chew lightly on people, but you can't bite hard and you can't just chew everything. So,
what about potty training? How's that going?
Well, that's interesting. I almost had her like ready to always let me know when she was going out, and then I was away from the house for a night and part of the day, and when I came back, she hadn't been out yet. So, we're restarting that. We'll make it work.
All right, Jasper. I'm gonna have to put you down because I need to freehand some stuff. Any second now. Go on. I know you hear me. I see that look in your eye.
He's like, yeah, I hear you, but
I'm just gonna be cute and need the air. Cutie boy. Ugh. I got work to do. So what I was going to do was, oh hi, more light. Was extend the wing. Ow! Hi Jasper. He has returned. Hey, it's good to have the light off for this one. Yay! I can turn it whatever I want. No Jasper, not just yet. Yeah, because dragon wings are a lot wider than that. Just checking everybody can see this okay. Hopefully.
I can see all right.
Go. So how difficult has it been creating this company? I mean, I'm not privy to how all these steps work and what hoops you all have had to jump through, really.
It's been pretty rough.
Yeah?
Yeah. Most of it's just been getting everybody motivated to do stuff at the same time.
I bet that's been fun.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest problems I have just in general with life is I can usually get myself ready to do something and I can do like, 70% of the work myself, but if I don't have somebody do that last 30%, everything will just fall apart. And Dragon's kind of the same way. He's got his times when he can be super motivated and he can get it most of the way there. Um but if he's not feeling it, he's not feeling it, and if he picks up the ball and it doesn't get picked up from the other side, usually throws it another way. So it's been a little bit out of whack, but I mean, and like, yeah, I've been trying to work with these podcast kids, and I mean, everybody has jobs, and we're on different time zones, so everything is kind of difficult. I'm about to just ask them to go ahead and record themselves, and I'll just do the editing, and I can edit myself even into it if they want my thoughts on certain things.
Okay, that's interesting.
But getting the LLC set up wasn't really all that hard. That just costs a little bit of money, and getting the website set up just costs a little bit of money, and so I mean, I guess
Got
finances, I guess, would be the second hardest thing.
got
Is
to spend money to make money. Always how it is.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, like, we're not destitute or anything, but I always feel bad because Alex ends up fronting most of the costs.
Oh. Well, he's the boss, right? So technically CEO.
I mean, I guess technically I own exactly 50% of the company, so
Oh, okay, cool.
but but yeah, no, he's cool with it because this is his way to stop working eventually. He's like, once we get, everything going and the company itself can make money perhaps selling our services as agents, then like I can just focus on this full time. But until then, right now we're essentially operating almost like a charity in that all the funding that we're pulling in is going to either setting up the company entirely
Hmm.
or to paying people for their first year, so that hopefully within a year with the right marketing and with people buckling down and doing the job like I have trouble doing, uh you should be able to anybody should be able to grow their channel within a year with that kind of support, to the
Yeah,
point where Twitch would be happy to take you on as a partner, or YouTube would be happy to enter you into the partnership program.
yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Yep. And then, once you're a partner, you start making pretty solid income. If you're already putting in that much time, that's a lot of ad revenue you'll be putting in. So hopefully it wouldn't be too big of a problem for you to kick back and sponsor somebody else to get to that level.
Yeah. I mean, I know that this channel specifically, I'm not really pushing for affiliate or partner or anything. It's just something that I do that I enjoy. But my
Yeah.
other stream, under the Kit Dreadbane moniker, uh, I do want to get to that point. And,
Well, absolutely.
you know, if this particular account, stop it, Jasper. No, you're fooling nobody. Back off. I have enough trouble with this wing. If this channel happens to kick off or anything, I would love to use it to raise, charity money for mental health awareness, for what was it, Wounded Warrior Project, for uh, what's the other one? God, this COVID bug is horrible and it's still sticking around. I hate it. What is that other one that I'm not affiliated with, but that I support? Stop the Stigma. That's a big one. They offer, you know, um, free therapy and such for those who are of low income or no insurance. They have been a big part of Texas Frightmare Weekend. I see them there every year. They have charity events there, auctions and whatnot. I think the last time that I saw them, they auctioned off a movie prop from the autopsy of Jane Doe, where it was uh, the corpse, pretty much, of the Jane Doe uh,
Okay.
character, and the detail of it was brilliant. I mean, wow! It was so cool to see a movie prop that close. But they raised a good amount of money for that. And, they have all kinds of other stuff. There's artists that donate their pieces, their horror art for, auction and all kinds of stuff. And it's just wonderful to see how much they do for the community or for the mental health community. And it was through them that I learned about the Wounded Warriors Project. I am not happy with the wing. I can't get this webbing to look right. It's like hands. You can never get hands to look right. Never get webbing to look right. I'm just going to go with this for now. How's that look?
It looks pretty solid to me from here. I know my video is a little bit behind. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. It's a little bit bigger than the original, which is what I wanted. I was able to scooch it in more towards the center. Got it connected to the D. It's so horrible. But it's more centered and set behind on that half. So that's what I was going
for. Okay.
And now for... Where is it? Where's my reference? There it is. Hello. See, now that's the reference I wanted. Can I turn it?
I don't know. Can you?
It's not letting me. I can rotate 90 degrees. Ah, that's a little too far. I want to free rotate. Dang it. See, if I could just turn it a little bit more, that'd be perfect. For the angle.
I stole a person.
You stole a person?
I'm playing Spelunky.
Ah. There. Took it down there. Hang on. Can I flip it? That'd be nice. There we go. That's the angle I want to look at it. So, I wanted the head to be more down here. Let's see. This one might need a little finagling. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have a thingy that I can plug in. It needed to be bigger. Alright, now... see what I can do
here. Yeah, just make sure not to put his butt in the dragon's face.
Aww.
This is not a twerking situation. We are not into club.
No fun.
It's not for me. It's not for me. It's for Alex. He's straight.
I kind of like it right there.
That's what she said?
Oh. Now the fun part, getting this to fit. don't know why I gave this thing a massive underbite.
Arr. I actually have a pretty big overbite personally, so.
I am trying to fix.
This bite is overpowered. Please nerf.
Let's see. I know I said I wanted to make this bigger. However,
But is he too big?
I think because of the positioning of everything else, this size may actually be more perfect than I thought.
Okay. Well, that's good. I like it when a plan comes together.
As we all know how often that happens. I still feel like I'm losing my voice. It sucks. Is this what I will sound like forever?
Hopefully not.
I'm
Either way, we'll all still adore your voice.
Here. What if it starts to sound like Georgia Wheezy?
I mean, George or Wheezy. It makes a difference. I'm kidding, it doesn't.
Alright. See, the only problem I have with this now is there's a large gap right here. You don't want gaps in it. Good God, one arm is just like rawr.
Well, as far as the gaps go, we could do something with patterning the background, or I don't know, what other ideas do you have for stuff to fill it? We could, I mean, you could always, I mean, I have no idea, actually. I'm not the visual artist. I don't do this. My brain hurts.
Mine did that earlier today, but that was from work. There.
What are you talking about? This is my job.
Yeah, I kind of like how the panther's just dangling the tail in front of the dragon's like, neener, neener, I'm not touching you.
Mm-hmm. That is totally okay. That is the opposite of twerking, and I totally approve.
But I do like the head placement, because they've got this lovely eye contact thing going on. I do like that. But this is bothering the crap out of me.
What?
Huge big. There we go.
He did not skip leg day.
No kidding. But only on the one.
Right? Only on the one.
Only on the one leg. What?
I super died.
Super died?
Yeah, I fell off a cliff. Well, I jumped off a cliff and I got hit by an arrow trap, which then knocked me farther than fall damage would allow me, so I lost all 4 of my health in about 2.5 seconds.
That's
super
awesome.
died. Freaking total destruction.
Massive amounts of death, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm the guy who, when asked cake or death, chose death, and then forgot to change his order.
Your skill in dying has increased by 4.
Right. Oh, so I can't remember what game it was. It might have been like one of the first Dragon Quest games, but I remember that you could craft certain spells. Not craft, sorry, you could cast certain spells, but if they were high level, they had a chance of failing. And if it did, it would say fail cast level, whatever level you tried it at.
Oh, that's funny.
So you could over time level up your failure.
That's awesome. I remember Ultima Online had something like that too. I totally screwed up the U. That's okay. The B is a bit chunky. Sounds so bad. Because we're all 12.
Azarath Metreon Zinthos.
Step in what?
That thing that Raven says when she's casting her dark magic.
Who?
Raven from the Teen Titans.
Who? I'm gonna get so much flack for that. I don't want.
Probably.
I never really have.
I mean, I liked the comic, and then they had the cartoon, and that was pretty alright. And then they had Teen Titans Go, which, like, they've definitely overplayed, but also which I essentially liked for what it was, which was not supposed to be like Teen Titans again, but instead a whole other thing.
Alright.
I did like that they got the same voice actors back.
That's always good.
Mhm.
God, I am butchering this with my inking. My hand keeps, like, locking up.
Oh.
Been a while since I've drawn.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, I was nervous coming in too. I don't know why, because this has always been a good thing for me. But for whatever reason, my anxiety peaked real bad. I had to take a pill about an hour prior.
Well, I know it's technically work related, but of course, as always, if it's actually causing you stress and hurting you, like, you can always take a break, come back to it some other time.
Well, that's what I did last week. But I made myself, participate this time because it needs to happen
I understand.
for the betterment of myself and anybody else who really needs it.
True.
And
For the band. For the band, Scott.
All right, Corky is playing Stick of Truth.
That's a fun game.
From what I've seen of it, yes. And for those of you that are not familiar, it is a South Park video game.
Yep. It's the first one. The second one is also fun.
What was the second one?
And the Fractured But Whole. And yes, you have to say it like that for it to be safe on a family-friendly show.
Yeah.
I love it. Like an actually legitimately solid little JRPG, like a tactical RPG. Both of them are. Okay.
And I got rid of the tongue because that's a little too much detail.
Yeah, it won't show up in most of the sizes that we would have it produced in. Yeah. On some of the merch, maybe it would show up, but for the merch, we could maybe ask if you would be willing to do an updated version or to bring another artist in on that.
Yeah, sounds good. Ow! Or, you guys could draw it in.
Yeah, I have that capability.
Dude, it's a
tongue. I can do lots of things with tongues, but I cannot draw them. That Jasper didn't have to be as dirty as you made it sound.
Jasper says it's time to stop. And I think I will, because my hand is cramping up pretty bad. I think it's
Dr. Jasper knows what's going on.
yeah, I think it's partially from the pixel stuff. He has totally latched himself to my arm this time. Like parts wrapped around it, the paw here and there, his neck draped over it, which is honestly the coolest feeling ever, is when you have an animal drape their head over an appendage. I don't know why that feels so comfortable, but it does.
Because it's exactly how they intend for it to feel. They're like, yes, human, this means I love you. You are now mine. Obey.
You are now my pillow. You're not allowed to move. No. Listen, my baby. He's doing that fake sleep thing because he doesn't want to move.
It's like, I could move, but don't make me.
Yeah, I'm talking about you. You got up here on camera. If you didn't want to show yourself, you shouldn't have got up here. But yeah, the other best thing is when he nuzzles his face into my hand to where I'm like holding his face.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. It's almost as cute as when they hug their own face.
Almost.
Like
that might be the cutest thing in the world, though. Yep.
There we go. How about some belly? There. Now you got Jasper belly. A few cats that actually enjoys it. Quit rubbing on the camera. You're gonna make it stop. Let's see. Hello, Jasper. This. Nope. Got some whiskers. That's about it. There we go. So, thank you again for being part of the stream. As always, it is a pleasure. And I'm glad to see Dragon Panther Studios really starting to kick off in terms of website and the GoFundMe. And hearing about the plans for the charity stream and such like that, it just sounds like a wonderful thing. And a good opportunity for other streamers to really dig in on this.
Yeah, I mean, like the more we get going, the more people we network with, the better all of our growth is going to be. I mean, yeah, we're mainly going to be looking out for our streamers and our employees, but as a company, that means that we'll have more people in a better position to, do co-streams with and help out other channels and help other people get, to where we are.
And it sounds amazing. And Jasper rubbed on the camera and it has frozen, so I'm not going to fix it because it's almost time to go. But again, if you guys are interested, check out dragonpantherstudios.com, all one word. They do have a link for their GoFundMe, no obligation, but if you feel like helping out or want to contribute, just go ahead. Check it out, share it, whatever. Even if you don't want to contribute or whatnot, go ahead and give it a share to somebody. It sounds like a wonderful opportunity for a lot of streamers who are struggling to get their foot in the door.
Yep. And you know how hard it can be.
Yeah. And I guarantee some of these that are really struggling and really trying, they're going to be the ones that are going to work harder to provide good content. They're going to be the ones working hard to get involved with charity streams and such like that. I mean, it's all about giving them an opportunity to prove themselves. And it's not so much proving themselves, it's just doing what they enjoy, and that creates good content.
Pretty much.
So, again, this is Living Dead Cat and Never Knows Best 1408. Thank you for participating again, and thank you everybody else for tuning in. Again, it's a wonderful thing to do for you guys, and it also helps me. It is therapeutic for me, and those of you who are struggling or fighting your mental health battles, hang in there, take care of yourselves, treat other people right, find somebody to talk to, And again, if you scroll up in the chat here, there is a link to our Discord for the sanctuary. Um, there's a safe space in there for anybody to vent, reach out, talk to somebody, because
Absolutely.
sometimes
That
that's all
server
you
is
need.
full of good people.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need to do. Today's episode was brought to you by stress, that wonderful little thing that makes you want to go insane. But yeah, just do what you can. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you next time. Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.